What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I'm Pony Lawson and I like to critique tattoos. Whether they're submitted on TikTok or Reddit, I like to talk about them all. And on this episode, we're going to be diving into the best and worst tattoos I found on Reddit this week. So stick around, you're not going to want to miss it. Alright, as I said before, we're checking out the best and worst tattoos on Reddit this week, and we're going to start with the best tattoos and save the worst for last. And right out of the gate, this first one comes from Steve Butcher, who is a world-famous tattooer who is known for his ultra-realistic color tattoos. And this one is no different. This geisha is absolutely badass. The skin tones on this thing are absolutely perfect, and I love how the face just almost has this makeup look to it. There are no details left behind when it comes to that mask and even the kimono. The OP mentions that this tattoo took 27 hours over the span of 2 days, which is absolutely incredible. I personally don't know how the client sat for so long. I would be a miserable crying mess. But you can definitely tell that Steve, the artist, took his time, because even the little blurry part on the right shoulder, it looks so realistic. There are a lot of really cool tricks with this tattoo. Although, if I had to nitpick this thing, which I feel guilty doing so, I would say that eyebrow does look a little like a Nike swoosh. But I guess just do it. But again, I can't really say anything bad about this tattoo. It's damn near perfect, and well deserving to be on the top of my list of Reddit tattoos this week. So again, excellent job to the artist and amazing job to the client for sitting for such a long tattoo. On to the next one. All right, this one is really rad. I absolutely love the blue, almost China-esque porcelain look. I'm really happy to see that this tattoo has very strong outlines on it, because I do see a lot of blue tattoos similar to this without outlines, and I wonder how they end up aging. But this one is very simple in its technique. Like I said, it's got strong outlines, and the shading or coloring is rather simple, even though it is a very beautiful looking design. It's got excellent symmetry, which is always hard to pull off, especially on such an unsymmetrical surface. If you zoom in, you can find some discrepancies, like at the bottom of this tattoo, where those two little curls are coming in. One side has 6 marks and the other side has 5. Obviously, that's an easy fix, but it is there. The talons on the bird aren't exactly perfect to one another, and again, if we look at those dots in the center of the back, one side has 9 and the other has 10. It's an easy thing to look over, but these should have been on the stencil, so I'm not exactly sure why it's that way. Nonetheless, super cool tattoo. I'm sure the client absolutely loves it, and let's see what's next. All right, with this one, the OP said that she posted in the tattoo advice subreddit as well, and she was kind of freaking out over the placement of the tattoo. She originally wanted it a couple inches higher on her waist to fit those hips a little bit better. But to be honest, I really love where this is sitting, and the person could still add even more to the top of this to make it fit even better than it does. But I love the delicateness of this tattoo, and it's only really bold in the right spots. The artist really didn't overdo it with those solid black lines. And again, another symmetrical tattoo, which is always hard to pull off, because bodies aren't always perfect. And unlike the last tattoo, all these little designs seem to have the right amount of dots. You can pause this video and check if you'd like. Let me know in the comments. If I were being extremely nitpicky and almost trying to find something to complain about, it would be that middle line running right down the spine. It looks like it's a bit blown out. It could be the photo, but it doesn't look exactly straight. But again, extremely nitpicky here, because that's a very difficult spot to tattoo, especially without blowing out. But to the OP, I would be absolutely thrilled with this tattoo, although I don't think it would look as good on me. Either way, let's check out what's next. All right, this next one is a back piece of a rather long-legged witch riding a horse. And I'm not exactly sure if this is a witch or a Grim Reaper, and I only say that because of the scythe she's holding, and you can tell it's a scythe by the handle near the bottom. Now, I do really love this tattoo and the way it was applied, and the things that I find peculiar about it could just be because she's leaning over, like that long-ass leg. And if we zoom into her arm, it almost looks like folded paper, but I'm not exactly sure. We're not seeing the rest of the tattoo, so I could be wrong. But all that to say, this is still a spectacular tattoo. I love the composition of it, how the scythe runs right through the middle of the back with the horse's head leaning over. It's got all the right elements to make a superb back piece. The OP did mention this was over 6 sessions, which is pretty impressive. This design definitely leans more toward the traditional side of tattooing, but it almost has this illustrative element to it. It's just a really well done tattoo, and you know this thing is gonna look great forever. So excellent job to the artist. Let's see what's next. And my last favorite tattoo on Reddit this week is this Pokemon Beavis and Butthead mashup, Beavichu and Buttmon. I'm here for it. I love how the banner says, "Go Beavis, kick his ass." Not only is this tattoo hilarious, but it is extremely well done. All the skin tones in Buttman's face are absolutely perfect. And yellow can generally be a very difficult color to saturate well, especially without getting red, and it looks like the artist did a bang-up job on this one. Not only is it really well done, but it's simple enough to recognize exactly what it is at first glance, which is always great. Now the flowers, I'm not the biggest fan of. I think they could have been designed better, especially the little black dots in the middle. I think it would have been fun if there were maybe Pokeballs or something like that, just to kind of tie it all together. And it does look like Buttman isn't exactly looking at Pikachu, but again, I'd be stoked to have this tattoo on me, and I'm not even that big of a fan of Pokemon. So excellent job to the artist. You absolutely crushed it. Now let's check out the dumpster fire, which is shitty tattoos on Reddit. All right, now these are my 5 personal favorite tattoos on Reddit this week. And this first one's coming in hot. At first glance, it's not looking great, but if we check out the other photo the OP sent in, it's, that was a close one. Live free, brother. It's definitely a shitty tattoo, and it's also a shitty photo as well. I wish we could see more of it, but obviously we could tell it says live free, which probably wasn't the best choice for being on a chest. Maybe this is a potential teachable moment here. Check out the stencil with a shirt on, or just make sure everything looks good from every angle. Otherwise, you might end up making some not so great friends.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
Not a whole lot to say about this one. Obviously off to a great start. Let's see what's next. All right, this next one is a tattoo of what is obviously John Cena. No, but this tattoo is hilarious, and I don't even have to worry about censoring it. Now, it's definitely not the worst done tattoo, but it is a choice. I do love how they put the piercing at the end so you can tell where it ends. I think that's absolutely hilarious. I love how you can almost tell that this character is leaning back in a mirror to push everything out. Go ahead and take a moment to screenshot this design and finish it off yourself. Take a moment to screenshot this design and finish it off for yourself. And send them on over to my email because I'd love to take a gander. I absolutely love funny tattoos like this, especially if you can get by without having anything risque. It's almost less is more. His facial expression is absolutely killing me. Let's see what's next. All right, this next one is, just really bums me out. If you have a face full of tattoos already, or some neck tattoos or something, no, it's still not a great idea. What? It's there now. What a dumbass. I love how he shaved his eyebrow for this as well.
See? That's your classic Chola eyebrow.
I really wish this thing was fake, but it's in there. It looks like he's taking a peek in the mirror for the first time and he's realizing what a bad idea this is. I love how the guy in the back is looking over, also realizing what a bad idea this is. I mean, this kid barely looks 18, judging from that sweet stash. I'm sure his mom is proud.
Guy doesn't have a mom.
Oh boy. I mean, it looks like his face is like just getting cleared up of acne, you know? Let's check out the comments, shall we? This commenter says, the Eye of Ra is supposed to represent power, healing, and protection. This, however, represents bad choices and unemployment. This commenter says, Siri, play Pretty Fly for a white guy. And this last commenter says, only halfway done, brother. I mean, at this point, you might as well go all in. Either way, terrible choice. I mean, it's not my face, but it just makes me angry. Next. All right, this next one is maybe one of the worst tattoos I've seen on this subreddit. And I do like how somebody nominated it for the Shitty Tattoo Subreddit Hall of Fame. I mean, I gotta agree. This thing definitely looks like it was made from melted crayons. The more I look at it, the more I want it to be fake, but I know it's not. I just don't understand how a tattoo looks like this when it heals, especially the blade, if that's what that is. The purple rose and green vine is, I mean, I feel like I was doing better drawings in elementary school. I'm assuming the blade maybe got infected and some of the ink fell out. I really don't know. I don't know how a tattoo could end up looking like this, to be honest. It's just so bad. But I will say, at least it's not on his face. Apparently it's from the game RuneScape, but even the low quality graphics that RuneScape is still looks far better than this. This one's actually leaving me kind of speechless. Not one good redeeming quality. Well, I think I've ran out of things to say about this thing. On to the next one. All right, and with this last one, we gotta end on a funny note, and this one is absolutely hilarious. It says, I love that you smoke while you're pregnant, SpongeBob. And obviously SpongeBob and Patrick are now lovers, which we all saw it coming.
I love you.
And it definitely was coming because now they're expecting a baby star sponge. Is that what you'd call it? Sponge fish? I don't know. Either way, I bet Sandy Cheeks is now pissed because she's just stuck with crabs. I mean, the face on Patrick is absolutely dopey. I love it, super fitting, and it looks like SpongeBob couldn't be more happy. In the comments, it looks like it comes from an artist named Nelly Nest, so we gotta give credit where credit is due. But either way, I find it hilarious, and I can't believe somebody actually got it tattooed. But you know, I'm personally always about funny, ridiculous tattoos, and I think that's a great one to end on. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what were some of your favorites, and maybe some of your least favorite. I know the eye is definitely mine. If there's a subreddit you'd like me to check out, let me know. And before you leave, we're also going to be doing our Christmas episode very soon, so if you have a Christmas-related tattoo, send it over to ponycritiques@gmail.com and maybe you'll see it on the episode. As always, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next week.